We're halfway through July. So far this summer has provided some pretty extreme weather. Everything as we've been talking about, from tornadoes to floods to some brutal heat. Here is Global's Chief Meteorologist Anthony Farnell, who joins us for more on this summer of extremes. And Anthony, let's start with the heat, because extreme temps once again dominating central eastern Canada this week. Some areas we mentioned feels like temperatures around 45 degrees.
Yeah, that is incredible stuff. And for some people, they're enjoying it. They're embracing it. They're liking the fact that summer's here and it's hotter the better. But those are the people that are maybe by the beach or have air conditioning. So it is dangerous for others. If you're senior, if you have respiratory problems, you throw in some smoke, and that all causes concern in Ontario today. These heat domes, though, have become more and more frequent, and these are current warnings. So the orange area, that covers most of central and northern Ontario. That's where yesterday's high temperatures, the actual temperature was near 40 degrees, humidex in the mid to upper 40s. Winnipeg no longer under a heat warning, but it felt like 48 on Sunday, and that is the highest humidex they've ever recorded.
Why do we see these heat domes, and are we seeing more of them?
We certainly are seeing more of them, whether it be Europe, Southeast Asia, at times North America. They develop, they last longer, they're more frequent, and they're more extreme. So that's kind of a trifecta that we're seeing. The big question is why, and obviously climate change is playing a role in that. We're also now heading towards this super El Nino, something that we've also never recorded. The equator region of the Pacific, the waters there are going to be warmer this fall than they have ever been since we started measuring that. And that plays a role with the jet stream and these heat domes, not just locally, but as we look at the planet as a whole.
And will that impact, sorry, I'm looking now ahead to winter. Will that impact winter?
Yeah, that actually is going to definitely impact winter. Now, when you are talking about something that has never happened before, you got to throw that caveat in that we can't look back at past El Ninos that were this strong. We can look at ones that were maybe at that level below. And generally for Canada, it means a warmer winter. It can mean drier conditions out west, and that's a problem for BC.
Let's get back to these really high temps in summer, though, because it's playing a role when it comes to wildfires, too.
Yeah, and I want to just show you this, if I can get into my weather system here, and this is just amazing. This is what we saw yesterday as we look at parts of northwestern Ontario, a day before there were lightning strikes. And if you see there, those are all the fires that are burning, and this is our visible satellite imagery, and those are smoke plumes. That's not even clouds. That is smoke lofting into the atmosphere. We had pyrocumulus clouds, which are thunderstorms that develop over fires because of the heat, the extreme heat, and all that gets into the atmosphere, and we're actually going to be having smoke around the Great Lakes, Quebec, the Maritimes for the next several days. So that's just a less populated area. BC has been dealing with fires since basically Canada Day. They're concerning the fact that it's been so dry, and it's going to stay that way, it looks like, into the fall.
And from fire to water, we've seen quite a bit of flooding. Canada Day storm in Ottawa brought 167 milliliters of rain. It's being called a 200-year event.
Yeah, and it's weird that we're getting more of those, these 200-year events, and especially when they hit bigger cities like Toronto, like Ottawa, like at times Winnipeg or even Vancouver. When you get that much rain, an aging infrastructure, it can't handle it. And Ottawa could see it again today. A risk of severe storms, the threat of tornadoes into southern Quebec. So this is something that we're quite concerned about, because it has been the year of the storm, and it's mostly been in the prairies. There are a lot of U.S. storm chasers that are heading north because they aren't getting tornadoes in the U.S. They're all happening in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, but let's talk about those tornadoes in Saskatchewan, because 12 reported on Friday alone. How rare is that to see, Anthony?
I mean, 12 tornadoes is rare for any province. Saskatchewan, the record for an entire year is 33. So when you get 12 in one day and about 16 over the course of a weekend, that's half of record, and it's continuing to pile up. In the Northern Tornado Project, they're the ones that are out there assessing damage, and that's what you do. The tornadoes happen, and then you try and figure out how strong they are by the damage that occurs on the ground. So it is incredible to see, and this is what happens around these heat domes. It's kind of the ring of fire. We often refer to that with earthquakes, but it also can be used in meteorology, and you see those thunderstorms, and they're just firing up right around the ring underneath the heat dome. It's just too much sinking air. That's where the heat builds back on itself. There's not a cloud in the sky. But
going to continue for the rest of the summer, just finally?
I think so. It is on a repeat pattern. It's not all the time. It means you just have to enjoy the weeks that are seasonal, that are comfortable. But it is going to be back, I think, at the end of July, and then we may see this into August and probably a summer that lasts longer, which that part I think we can all get behind because it maybe got off to a slow start.
For sure. And then just prepare for the extremes. Anthony, thank you for coming in.
It is fun when you look at the big picture, but it's also a bit concerning.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. All right. Thank you.